go swoop down and catch my own dinner.
Throw them up here on the table.
No.
That'd be the best.
No shit. Go viral.
Kibler, come on. We need some Patreon
We've
sponsors.
had 12,000 views in 6 hours.
Kibler, make it pay for the Patreon.
Are you a foot guy? And I don't mean.
He said not even just a little.
I've never. No, because I want people to feel comfortable.
Kevin, are you?
Are you a foot guy?
Would you suck on a toe? Would you suck on a toe?
No. Maybe for a lot of money.
But you wouldn't pay money.
How much is
to
a lot
do
of money?
so.
No.
Did you suck on a man's toe?
Only if I needed to floss my teeth with their toe hair.
I went Pulp Fiction on him.
You went Pulp Fiction.
Oh, I love it. All right. Now here we are.
Yeah.
No turning back now.
Are we on the countdown or are we started?
No, we're
we're
golden,
on.
girl.
We're just going all in.
This is us.
All in.
Talking about flossing with toe hair.
Flossing with
Flossing
toes.
with toe hair. Yeah.
I never understood foot fetish. I don't know if we have anybody watching right now or not, but if we have a foot fetish fan, I'd love to hear from you about.
Amber worked with a guy who was a
Big foot fan.
Oh, yeah.
Now, would
Huge
you
foot
let
fan.
her sell pictures of her feet to that guy for money?
Money? Yeah.
Fucking A, right?
It's
I
feet.
would let. It's just
Feet's feet.
Feet's feet.
Oh man, people love.
Would you let her
everything.
sell a picture of her boob for it?
No, that's
That's over the line.
Yes.
See, there's a line.
yeah.
I saw my boob.
How would they know if it was hers? You could
Right.
just find a random boob on the internet
Right.
now.
You can tell the difference between a man boob and a woman boob.
No, I'm talking
just
about you could
another
just download a random woman boob.
Oh, and just send pictures of
Post
that.
it.
Yeah.
They probably want video, though, I'm guessing.
Listen to her.
I don't have one,
I
guys.
said I'm guessing. Hey, Mama's got to get a new fence.
Typically,
I'm
I hear the
joking, I'm
guys want
joking.
the video, approximately 3 to 5 minutes.
Patreon
anyway.
sponsorship.
All right. Are we ready to get started?
Let's go.
All right. It's heading down a weird path.
It
already.
is. It's weird.
Already.
Oh man, we're getting dangerously close to the first episode.
Yeah, that shit pan was
Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Welcome to the After 2 Beers podcast. I'm Dutch Dalton, joined as always by Kimmy Gebler
That's me.
and Michael Summers.
what's going on.
We're coming to you from downtown Richmond, Indiana, Global Media Enterprises.
Yes.
Great news for those guys today.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're working basically now with the mayor to produce content.
Another podcast.
No, you know what I love about that, truthfully, though, is this is the one thing that I was actually kind of excited about as President Trump was going towards victory was he embraced the podcast, right?
right.
And not that, I mean, we've been doing this now for almost a decade, but it's a way for people to gather content. And I think what Kevin and the future looks like is a good idea because it's an opportunity to see a politician at a real moment and to ask real questions.
Right. Nothing scripted.
And, no. And but more importantly, like I said, it's an effective way for people to communicate. And so kudos to you, kudos to the
Yes.
city for recognizing
Very
it as a positive way to reinforce messages. So
Yes.
there you go. I just gave a 30-second podcast on a podcast.
Yeah.
Why you should do a podcast? Podcast.
So if you're thinking about doing a podcast,
That's right. So there you go. I mean, we think about it so much here that in the community of Richmond that this is a location now that's going to be giving you information about what's going on in the community. So if there's something that you want to do, maybe you've got a pet project that you've always thought about doing with some buddies or a friend, or maybe you've got a business you want to promote, I would highly reach out to Kevin and highly recommend reaching out. And he'll take care of that. All right. Well, we are clearly after 2 beers tonight.
Yeah, I was going to
getting it
say,
tonight.
at your height, I don't know that you're highly reaching out to anything, buddy.
No. I at this.
he's definitely.
I love you, you know.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. With your short jokes. Anyway, coming up tonight on After 2 Beers, this is your first time tuning in. Basically, what we do is we have 2 beers, hence the name, and then we go through stories. And Kim says, or Amanda says, I'm already disgusted.
She must have heard the toe talk.
Yeah, that was back in the foot.
Yeah, there it is.
It's gross. I don't understand it. Last week it was mayonnaise. This week it's feet sex. Hey, and I'm not saying it's
Right.
hey, everybody is like whatever you're into,
Yeah, whatever
right?
you're into, man. That's cool.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, here we go again, man. We keep going down these random
Why
rabbit
is it
holes.
every time?
Yeah, so coming up on the podcast this week, we've got stories about DUIs. I got 2 of those. One guy actually got 2 of them. Man, we got to talk about that. The most dangerous McDonald's in the United States is not located on 18th Street here in Richmond.
Oh, okay.
It's
Sure.
It's in Brooklyn, and we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Hundreds.
Is it like causing heart attacks or is it
No, this is hundreds of 911 calls every year.
Oh
Holy
my
cow.
gosh.
That's
Yeah.
bulletproof glass McDonald's.
Oh, it's it's you're gonna get an extra treat with your Happy Meal at this place. You ever have an oopsie at work? You work at a bank. You work in small engine, and I sell electrical supplies. So she's got the most important job of all of us. But what's an oopsie for you at work? Like, what's something that if you do something wrong, like if maybe I get a margin wrong on a product or something like that?
It's kind of big if
Yeah,
I do
I was gonna
it.
say, you're
Yeah.
messing around with money.
I
Yeah.
send out the wrong parts all
Well,
the time.
We've got
Not
a
all the time.
all the time.
Not all the time.
It's not a big deal, right? Well, yeah.
Those
don't-
are refundable.
Yeah, well, we've got a story about an IVF clinic in Georgia.
Oh,
That,
I saw this.
They had
on
an
news.
oopsie at work, and
How do you do that? No.
oh my gosh, they are not refundable. This is the equivalent of going to McDonald's and getting the wrong order. Only it's way different.
Well, you know what? Sometimes I've been happy about that. I'm like, sucker.
Got an extra burger.
Yeah, well, that isn't what happened in this
No.
case. We're going to talk about that. Also, an episode of Mythbusters.
What is it?
Say that
Exactly, Mythbusters.
There we go.
This is what happens when you try to pre-read and collect your thoughts while under the influence at the same time. It does
Love
not
it.
work. Mythbusters meets prison drug delivery.
twice. Oh, no.
Oh, this is crazy.
What?
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
thinking trebuchet or...
Oh, wait till you hear this
I
story.
can't wait.
And lastly, we're going to talk about the quietest airplane neighbor that you can ever have. As you're going across the world, this person is guaranteed not to make a peep
I bet they might
or
not
breathe
say
on
that.
you or ask for a drink or
Complain about anything. You might
oh
have to
my
step
gosh.
over them.
This is one of those things that you know happens.
Probably more
But
than...
yeah, we're
we
going to
know.
talk about the stats. I looked it up.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Oh, no.
We're going to talk about someone that didn't make it through the entire flight, and then someone has to sit next to that person or that being at this point.
Yes.
Are they really a person at that point? It's just your soul's gone, right?
Next to the body. How about that?
The body,
I don't know if we're going like scientific, or like
religious or
religious
No,
or,
did they just
or
leave
what we're
that on there?
talking. But
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, we got that coming up. Thanks again to everybody, Kevin Shook here at Global Media for hooking us up with this an amazing digs to do these events. Thanks to our Patreon sponsors. If you're digging the show, you'd like to support us, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/after2beers. And for as little as $3 a month, you can encourage us to continue this madness that we do.
Encourage us to drink more.
Yeah. Well, if we can drink nicer shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, we do
mean,
have some
little
premium
kinks.
stuff
Kinks.
this evening, so
Okay, fine. I won't buy natural light next time.
Yeah. All right. Also, thanks again to everyone that continues to support us on our trivia events. They're going over really
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
To the point now that I feel like multiplicity, if we could duplicate ourselves and do more of these things.
Because people want them.
They do.
do.
It's wild. People like that more than our podcast. I never had any, I don't even know why I do a podcast anymore.
Right?
People apparently like trivia. So thanks to all those individuals as well. And anyone that tuned in to the last show, thanks to all of you. At last check, we've had in just, I think it has to be now 3 weeks, 10.3 thousand views.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So,
Killer. That's
yeah.
amazing.
And
Yeah.
our numbers on the listens are going back up.
Yep.
So it's all about consistency. If you ever want to do a podcast and you want it to grow, you got to stick with consistency. All right. Are we ready to get started?
Let's
Yeah,
do
what do we got?
it.
What's our
All
first
right.
news story?
All right. That took 8 minutes.
I'll take
I'm
it.
sorry for that. All right. Here's our first story. Comes to us from Vancouver. A 29-year-old guy there He was drunk at a wedding on Saturday last week.
We've all been there.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Several. Yeah.
Right. Fortunately, he wasn't in the wedding, but people took his keys away to stop him from driving drunk. This was around 1:45 in the morning.
Holy cow.
Okay. He wasn't happy about it.
Yeah.
Started a fight. Cops showed up and arrested him for the breach of peace, and they drove him home to sleep it off.
Wow. Shit.
Right?
Okay.
Canada, right?
Canada.
Drove him home.
Hey, if you're going to get drunk.
51st state, baby.
Yeah. Well, now most people, especially you figure he's not home till probably 2:30, 3 o'clock right at this point. Instead of passing out, he's like, fuck this. That's my car. I want my car in my driveway tonight.
Oh, that dumbass.
So this guy decided to call an Uber, went back to the wedding to get his car, and drove drunk anyway. And it gets better. He sped by a police station at 3:50 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
He was doing 76 and a 30.
Holy cheese.
They arrested him again.
You think?
Twice in like 4 hours, this guy's been arrested. They
And
tossed
then?
him in jail to sober up. He's
Yeah, they
facing drunk driving charges.
Yeah, they ain't taking you home on that one there, but
No.
And he
That's
lost 76 and a 30. That's like driving down Main Street, Richmond, doing
Right now,
76. Honestly, Kevin's got this new 24/7 camera that's going up.
Oh yeah.
I kind of want somebody to do it just so we can see the video. Look how dead Richmond is. Downtown Richmond at what time is it? 8:10 on a Thursday night.
8:10.
Wow.
Man.
There might be a car that comes down through there. That's Crossroads
is.
of America.
Oh, here we
Here we
go.
go.
Meow.
If you're listening right now, keep going.
Oh, you gotta give him that.
Oh, I thought they were running a red light.
did
I thought we
too.
were going to catch
That
somebody.
would have been. We might have gone viral if there was an accident.
Right.
All right. Anyway, here is our next story. We were talking about this offline. It goes back to what Amanda was disgusted by earlier. OnlyFans. People love sharing pictures of their hoo-has and
Yeah.
hee-hees and ho-hos for money. And, you got to hustle. It's just like what Kevin and I were talking about offline.
Yep.
It's all about making money. You got to hustle.
You got definitely putting yourself out there.
You got to do what you
Literally.
gotta do.
Literally.
Figuratively.
Yeah. Well, a woman in New Hampshire took that to, as far as I guess you can take it. She's a 23-year-old woman. Her name is Kelly Tedford, and she was arrested at a local grocery store, the Monadnock Food Co-op, earlier this month, and it was because she had peed on quinoa.
Oh, what?
What?
Apparently, she reportedly soiled multiple items, including raw walnuts, organic coconut shreds, organic polenta cornmeal, and 3 types of quinoa. Not only just the red and the white, but the tricolor as well.
Okay, I didn't know there was that.
And
Okay.
Kelly was having a good day. Now, she was doing it while recording herself, put the items back on the shelf, and posted the footage
what?
on OnlyFans. Now, this is
You
a bargain.
want to have my piss-soiled quinoa.
I'm sure somebody bought it.
Well, I don't know if they bought it or not. Apparently, people were watching her do this.
Oh.
Now, she runs a reasonable rate. It's about twice what it would cost for us, even. $6 a month, you can watch her pee on organic
Oh,
foods
no.
throughout
Nope.
the area.
Yeah. It's
I'm
still
good.
organic.
So clearly, this is some.
It is. It's all organic.
Oh my god! Now,
Organic material.
Now,
Yeah.
clearly, this is someone that someone has probably said, "Hey, like, I need you to go pee on vegetables." And it
Probably
does something
paid
for
her a
'em.
pretty penny to do it, I bet.
Pee on peas.
$6 for the whole month. Apparently, she's been posting similar videos like this since at least 2021.
What?
Yeah, she is
Wow.
she is a serial grocery peer.
Now, do we know how many subscribers she has? Or?
We don't. No, I'm not a member.
Hopefully
of
it pays for her
OnlyFans.
bail. Right?
Something.
The co-op lost
She probably only got a
$1,500 in merchandise and cleaning costs. No, she got charged with a felony,
Oh, nice.
criminal mischief, and could have faced additional charges.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
23 years old. I hope that OnlyFans covers her her legal expenses.
So what makes it a felony?
Whipping it out in public.
I love Mike Thompson. At least he
didn't-
didn't get his peckers stuck to the sidewalk like the last Canadian y'all talked about.
Right?
Here's the thing I love about Mike's comment, and we've talked about this. I think this was before Puddin even came on the show. I think the word pecker is a funny word.
Oh, that's a great
is.
word.
And I think
Absolutely.
we should, as a country, embrace the word pecker. The pecker should be talked about more. It's comical, but at the same time, it's weird.
It's not attractive, but whatever.
Oh my God, I love
I'm gonna
it.
start using it all
this
the time
guy,
now.
Yeah, his
More
pecker
gosh,
wasn't
pecker out.
golly.
Oh my gosh.
Pecker. You know why chickens don't wear underwear?
Why?
Because they're peckers on their face.
Ba-dum-bum.
When Kim didn't laugh, I knew it sucked. All right. Are we ready to move on to story 3?
What we got?
Oh yeah.
A college kid in China is making headlines after he accidentally started a fire in his dorm recently.
It was always burning since the
Now,
world was turning.
I'm going to give you each 2 guesses. Guess what he set on fire?
The
Ramen.
toaster. No, he probably tried to microwave like the little microwavable macaroni and cheeses without putting the water in.
And you said, what was yours?
Ramen.
Ramen? No, he was trying to hide his sex doll from his roommate.
Oh, well,
Apparently,
did not
this
see that coming.
No.
she was glitching.
Oh, there you go.
She did.
Apparently, he had an inflatable girlfriend out when his roommate came home, and he was embarrassed. It's not clear if he was in the middle of a love session or not, but he snuck her into the hallway and tried to destroy the evidence by setting her on fire.
Oh,
The hallway. You've got to be in a weird, different
Are
place.
you just like burning evidence?
Oh my gosh! Like,
huh? I'd introduce him. Come on now. This is Margaret.
they say the hallway filled with smoke. It set off an alarm. So instead of his roommate finding out, everyone in the
Everybody
dorm
found out.
did. Because that wouldn't have
Nice.
mattered. I'm telling you
Because
right now.
like in a dorm, you're gonna have a whole ass like inflatable. Like, did they not know about fleshlights?
Wow. Maybe he thought he had a little bit longer. He could deflate her. Or clean
Anybody
her up.
that thinks you can burn a
Plastic.
a sex doll in the hallway and it's not going to cause an issue clearly is not the most intelligent person in the world.
And they made it to college.
The security called security guard called the fire department. Luckily, no one was hurt and it didn't cause a ton of damage.
Oh wow.
But I bet you this guy's going to need inflatable dolls for the rest of his
Yeah,
life.
he's gonna need something.
Speaking of damage, I'm a little nervous about JP's comment.
Do you think you could start an OnlyFans for dog eating couch cushions?
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Only if, like, maybe you were dressed up as a dog and it was like, it wasn't a couch cushion.
Kimmy had you on a leash. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it looks like our couch is gone.
Again? Didn't you just
More.
have to sew it?
More.
Oh yes. Oh, and let me tell you. So like it had like a little tear.
Yeah.
So I go upstairs and I go to get my little sewing kit to come down to fix the tiny little hole. And in between the time there was a tiny hole, and I got back down there. It was a hole, but it was jagged and wide apart in some areas. So trying to get it all put back together.
Speaking of OnlyFans,
My couch kind of has a vagina right now.
Big vagina.
big JJ.
Yeah.
You sure
it's-
Josh didn't put it in there?
I'm positive.
Why is there KY?
I'm positive.
Why is there KY dripping out of it?
Oh.
But no, like now it's to the point where we have to put like a cover over it, and
My favorite part is I told them before they bought the dog, hey, you know that dog's going to eat your couch, right?
hey,
Maybe
F you, buddy.
I told
It's
you.
all
I
on
warned
you
you.
then,
I
man.
warned you.
Maybe if the chick peed on the cushion first.
Yeah, right.
Marketing spot.
What up, Andy?
Yeah, we got our buddy Andy joining us
Andy.
as well. Love you guys. All right. Let's get back to people being stupid.
Yes, people being stupid.
This is an interesting story to me. We've got 4 left, but we're going to make these. This one's interesting.
Okay.
A guy in Olympia, Washington, had an interesting weekend. I think this was 2 weekends ago. A woman called on a Sunday night at 9:47 to 911. A guy had crashed into her parked car. She said he seemed drunk, and, well, he was. He was having a good time, apparently. The breathalyzer was used. They clocked him at .31, almost 4 times the legal limit. Now, cops arrested him and released him.
What?
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. That was the first night was 9:47 on Sunday.
Okay.
On
PM.
Monday,
PM,
cops,
right?
yes, cops
Okay.
were dispatched to the exact same intersection at 9:47 p.m. again. The only difference was this guy didn't hit a car this time. He crashed into a tree stump in someone's yard.
Oh my god.
The same cops arrested him 2 days in a row at the exact same intersection.
Essentially,
Talk
almost the
about
same
having a
exact
rough
time.
day.
And he blew a .3 on Monday as well.
Wow, buddy.
Yes.
Take a break.
Ooh.
Yeah, like this is the beauty of Kevin
Hey,
bringing
you can
this
never
up.
be hungover if you never stop.
I
Oh
guess.
my gosh. Well, you figure they took him to jail. They probably put him in a drunk tank. They didn't release him until he blew a .0, right? Isn't that how it works?
Well, it depends. I mean,
Till
I
you
think
get
every state's different, but
under the limit, so
Okay.
probably a point.
So he's
7,
like,
you got
he
out.
went out and he's like, man, I had a bad day yesterday. I got DUI.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead.
I'm going to drive over here and hang out.
What else can I do besides drink?
Right.
I'm gonna finish it off.
The exact same intersection.
Same cop, same time.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That is I would never drive through that intersection.
that's
ever
called
again.
an idiot.
All right.
Yeah, it's not.
All right, here's one of my. This one's funny. Let me ask the two of you, and I mean this sincerely. If you knew that you could make a lot of money selling drugs in a prison, but you've got to get inventory in. Now, I'm talking about $200,000 of drugs.
Oh, jeez.
This isn't something you can throw in your butt,
no.
right? Unless you've got like just,
A big butt.
big
You
old,
ain't getting that.
Yeah, got to have a lot of ass to get 200 grand in there.
Huge
All
prison
right.
purse.
The question I have for both of you is how would you go about trying to get $200,000 of drugs into a prison?
I'm just gonna catapult that shit in.
Catapult.
Just
That's an
sprinkle it all over for everybody.
I'd probably
Pills
try to.
everywhere.
I don't know. Like maybe like the company that provides food or something.
Yeah, there you go. A little bit more
Maybe a
strategic.
drone.
Well, let's say they went more Puddin's route.
Oh, yeah.
Jose Francisco Herrera Munoz, 18, and Angel.
You're gonna butcher it. You're
Angel.
butchering it.
No, I got it. I didn't want to be that guy. Is it Angel or Angel? Anyway, Angel
Anyway.
Gonzalez Gutierrez. I pre-read him. 19. They had $112,000 worth of tobacco. I'm guessing weed, and $89,500 worth of fentanyl.
Holy
or
cow.
meth rather. That they were trying to hurl into a federal prison. The way they chose to do this, it's like shooting a T-shirt at a.
Are you serious?
They used an air cannon
Oh my god.
with the intent of launching $200,000 worth of drugs.
Yeah, that didn't go well. How
And-
the
No,
hell did
I
that
don't think
go?
that went well.
Oh, it would have looked like the coolest pinata ever
Oh,
for
man.
if you were a person that enjoyed both meth and marijuana. They the cannon they plan to use is propelled by compressed air,
Right.
and has a range of over 350 feet.
It was like one of those potato guns.
Could you
or
imagine,
whatever.
yeah.
like just watching like 90 grand of meth flying through the air over a football field?
Like, how are you going to do that? Yeah, I know.
Grant Parish Sheriff Steve McCain told the Louisiana Radio Network a deputy noticed the men and stopped them before the drugs entered the prison. He said that much meth would have been devastating in that population.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Their people would have OD'd and had a...
Quickly.
Oh, my gosh. Munoz and Gutierrez are charged with attempting to introduce contraband into a penal institution and
Penal.
Oh,
sorry.
meth.
I'm a child.
Look at these guys. One of these guys says, let's just get a fucking T-shirt gun.
Yeah, man. Let's just shoot that shit over.
They look remorseful.
Right?
Remorseful,
No.
they got caught and they spent all that
Yeah.
money. Here's the other thing. They got
The guy on
busted
the
with-
left looks like he's like, I'd fucking do it again.
And it looks like they've already got it in their ass. Smuggle it in, boys. Come on.
Yeah. This guy, what, they wake him up from a nap to take these pictures?
His
I
hair's
mean,
like
I guess you don't-
disheveled.
They got bedhead.
Genius. These guys
Oh,
are geniuses.
right.
I love it.
All right. Here's the next story. It's about a McDonald's in Brooklyn.
Rock and roll McDonald's.
Now, if you've been on vacations, I'm sure you've gone into fast food restaurants, maybe go to the bathroom, and you find, man, that is a bad fast food restaurant.
Bad.
Not good.
Yes. Yes.
Not good. A crime-ridden Brooklyn McDonald's is, it's gotten so bad, they're carting customers now to get in the door.
Are you serious?
They're forbidding anyone under 20 to enter without a parent or proper ID.
Wow.
The restaurant took the drastic step last week after a group of kids wearing ski masks came in after school and attacked a security guard and broke a glass door, according to the manager.
So you have a security guard at a
You know it's bad
McDonald's?
they have a
Is
security guard there.
bad.
Wow. Let's
Well,
go.
You know, those people like those toys. The manager told the New York Post every day after school for the year that she's worked there, somewhere between 15 and 20 teenagers come in and trash the store.
Oh.
They throw ice at customers. They snatch bags of food from Uber drivers, and they smoke weed inside the restaurant.
Wow.
The McDonald's is infamous in the neighborhood. It has been the scene of multiple shootings and stabbings over the
How is
fast-
that one still open?
Right. It must do well, though.
God. I shut
in
that shit down.
September 2011, an 18-year-old boy was shot in the head in broad daylight as he was entering the eatery.
Wow.
It sent him rolling into the street in a brutal, carefully planned attack by two accomplices.
Did you see where this is located?
It's in Brooklyn.
Oh, well.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to go there. In 2012, a manager assaulted a 24-year-old woman trying to order after an argument over food. So far this year, in 2025, we are barely through February.
Barely.
Right? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, we're almost to March, I guess. There have been 29 calls thus far to 911 in 2 months.
Good gravy.
Police data shows that there have been more than 100 calls to 911 made about that restaurant, either inside of it or in front of it, each of the last 3 years.
Seriously.
Yeah,
That's a problem. Like,
100 100 911 calls about one specific McDonald's every year for the last 3
But
years.
there are still people that go to this one.
oh, yeah, they're still going. Like, how is
I
it
mean,
still
it's
open?
not
That's
like
what I want to know.
yeah, it's not
How
like
is
it's
it still
tourists in
there?
Brooklyn going
No.
to McDonald's.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's wild to me. You would think the
Good
city would be
night.
like, we need to shut
Hey,
this
you
down.
know what? We're going to shut. Yeah, you've got security
It
guards.
just
in
shows you
there.
that Ronald has some pull.
Yeah, he's the man.
Do they like dress up as the Hamburglar?
I mean, I can't say. I've been in the one in Dayton that had bulletproof glass and a Taco Bell.
What?
Really?
Yeah, it was all screened up.
Where was this?
Dayton?
Really?
Yeah. They slid you. Is that like a bank?
Where you
your
slide
food-
your money
Yeah.
underneath and
Security
Yep.
guard at a McDonald's.
that's crazy to me. I wonder if the ice cream machine works though.
That's probably why they're so mad. No ice cream.
No ice cream. Get carded at a McDonald's. Man, I couldn't get in. I wanted a 6-piece so bad. They wouldn't let me in.
No, they're carding at this one. Let's go the other.
Right. This one doesn't even have the real grimace.
It's easier to buy drugs in this town than cheeseburgers. All right, here's the next story. It comes to us from an Australian couple. They went on their dream trip to Venice, and it turned into a nightmare when flight attendants asked them to stay seated next to the body of a passenger who had died mid-flight, the final hours of a 14-hour trip from Melbourne to Qatar.
So
guess I didn't-
7 whole hours that you're sitting next to.
well, the trip was 14 hours. We don't know how long.
Well, it said midway, so
Yeah, well, you could assume, right? It's a number of hours.
approximately 7 hours.
Approximately.
I didn't realize it was that long of a flight.
Oh my, 14-hour flight.
Well, from Australia.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a long flight.
no doubt.
A passenger collapsed during the flight. The flight attendants tried to save the person, but were unsuccessful, says Mitchell Ring, a passenger on the flight. He also said they did everything they could, but unfortunately, the lady couldn't be saved, which was pretty heartbreaking to watch. That would suck, right? To watch somebody
Right.
die right in front of you.
You ever had that happen?
On a
Been
trip-
on a plane and be like,
No.
that's happened like 3 times.
You've had people die on the same
Not
plane?
die, but hey, the pilot gets on there and goes, "Hey, is there a doctor on the plane?"
Really?
Are you serious?
I've flown a bunch. I've never had that
First
happen.
time,
Right.
the first time I ever flew was we were heading to London, and we were still about 2 hours away from land. And they hopped on there and was like, "Hey, we need a doctor." The lady was apparently having a diabetic attack, and we had to land in Ireland.
That's what I was getting ready to say. So
They
how
dropped her
did
off.
they not like find a
They
Hey,
had to-
let's find the next location
Well, I
to
don't
land
know.
to
Coming
get.
from Australia, you never know. I mean,
Well, I'm guessing this lady died pretty quick, and they said at that point, let's just go.
Whatever.
I mean,
She's-
honestly-
she's just defecating in her seat and just like.
Well, the
starting
emergency's
to-
over at this point, right?
Yeah, but
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Right.
I'm just saying, like if you're not sitting next to her, you're like, shit, I'd rather let's just go on. Strap.
Yeah, I don't know
I
if
was
that's-
telling.
that's because you're not
Yeah.
sitting next to her.
Well, that's why I said that I thought it would be interesting if they strapped her to the top offline, like they did on Aunt Edna.
and
Like she's just on top of the plane. Why didn't they put her down in luggage?
I thought they said they couldn't move her.
Well, yes, that is.
Well, and is that like.
The crew tried to move the body to business class. Can you imagine paying upgrading to business class and you got to sit next to a dead
Look, I
body?
got some extra room. Oh,
Yeah,
no, you
well,
don't.
and here's the ironic part. Clearly, there was open seats in business class.
Right.
They make all the poors sit back in the coach.
Yeah.
With the dead bodies, and
Get
they've
back
got
here.
people up front that are just what? Anyway, they tried to move her using a wheelchair, but it was too large to be moved through the aisle. The flight attendants then saw that there were 2 open seats in a row of 4 where this gentleman, Mr. Ring, and his wife were seated. They asked Mr. Ring to move over one seat. And they placed the body in the seat where he had been sitting. His wife moved to a different row of seats. The gentleman, or excuse me, the miss, she said through tears that it was she goes, I'm not a great flyer at the best of times, so this was clearly a little.
Oh, pretty nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
there.
I'm going to ask, I mean, they didn't ask these people more or less, right? There was just random 2 open seats, and they got to feel like they've won the travel lottery, right?
Right.
To get 2 open seats on an airplane. Could
Yeah.
you sit next to a dead body in those seats? I mean, they're
tight.
They are tight
no.
anyway, right?
Yeah.
And so, how do you not touch the dead body that is next to you?
I was going to say, you don't have to fight over the armrest, but.
You ain't get my window seat.
Oh, no.
Paid for a window. I'm getting a window.
I still like the guy's like,
But if you
I think she
don't
wanted
put that
cookies.
person, if you don't put the deceased person at the window, then I feel like every bump or, good Lord, can you imagine turbulence?
You think she still has to wear a seatbelt?
yes. They actually talk
You have
about
to
that.
put-
And they said that's
Well, no, I mean, just be frumped over.
Well, they were mentioning that that's one of the reasons why the individual has to stay where they're at, because they have
Okay.
to be able to seatbelt it in, because I have no idea how large this person was, right? Let's just say hypothetically 200 pounds. It's just a
Okay.
round number. If they hit some turbulence and all of a sudden you've got a 200-pound rag doll just
And that
flopping.
plane drops, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I've seen the ones where the cart goes flying and stuff.
I've been on planes where shit hit the ceiling once.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it took me like 5 flights to get over
I
it.
know it's
Ooh.
not funny. I just can't.
What?
She's just picturing a body flopping around.
I'm just thinking of like Weekend at Bernie's where we're just gonna go ahead and put a little rope around their hand and
Oh, I thought she'd be
bring the
flopping
peanuts
around
over here.
like one of them wind things at
Hey.
a car lot.
Oh, like
Get me a couple cocktails, put it on their tab.
Now here's the gross part about all this.
oh,
John.
no.
Like it's not gross enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so when they
So when
landed,
you pass, you actually defecate. Like everything that's in you has to come out.
well,
So you know it'd be
well.
stinky too.
that's not necessarily
Maybe
always.
she just came from the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Every single bit of poop that's in your, what is it? How many feet of organs? I should probably know this with as many trivia as we've done, but no, as many feet of organs, you don't poop everything that's in.
Yeah, but I don't
They're
think your
out.
body just naturally goes into like push everything out mode.
Yes, it does.
Why would it do that?
Because everything is like you don't
Your
have
muscles.
muscle control.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like if like right now I've drank myself to the point where I didn't feel like I had muscle control, and I never shat myself.
But did you pee yourself either?
No, I've never. peed my-
Exactly, because you still had some muscle control.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
If
know
you are
people that have done
gone,
that, though.
if you are gone, everything comes out.
I believe you because I can't say that I majored in TCOM, so I never. I am not a doctor person, but regardless, okay. So
Oh, Josh Hunter said it too. Weekend at Bernie's, but on a
yeah.
plane.
So apparently, I looked this up because I was really interested by this. This happens on more than a regular occasion.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, typically, what they do is they put the body in a body bag.
Okay.
But if they don't have a body bag, or maybe they didn't fit, they did what they did here, which was upon landing, Mr. Ring said that he had to stay seated as paramedics removed blankets from they covered her up.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just like, it is like Aunt Edna.
Yeah.
Only she's sitting next to you.
Sitting next to you the whole time.
Oh my God,
That person
that's
breathed
so
on me.
weird. Qatar Airways said in a statement on Thursday that the airline officials had spoken with the family of the deceased and had offered emotional support and compensation to the passengers directly affected.
Did she get a flight back?
You get a
Or
free
what do you do?
flight?
Well, now,
Couple
what do they-
free
what do they
flights
do?
and hope that
Is that another 14-hour flight back with a body? Like,
I don't know. Maybe they put her in storage then.
oh yeah.
You know what? I don't know. I mean, fuck, you put a dog and a cat down there. Why can't you put a dead body? And I'm not saying the
I'm
cats
doing
and dogs
research.
should be down there.
I'm looking that up
Yeah,
now.
I'm actually very interested in this
Yeah.
because I asked.
this can't be the first, obviously.
no.
so.
We were on a cruise ship one time, and I asked the people there. I said, "Why do people die? They got to die. It's
Oh, yeah.
5,000 people here, right?"
Yeah.
Just toss them overboard.
No, they,
joking.
They keep them, and they said they ran into an issue one time where a guy who was married was on a trip, but not with his wife, and passed.
So do you have to put them in the cooler?
Well, that's what they did until you get to port, and then
Yeah.
someone's got to arrange to get the body home and all that kind of stuff. But this lady's like, "Fuck him."
Oh no.
Yeah,
You deal with him.
yeah.
Wow.
Let her deal with him,
Wow.
more or less.
Oops, he went overboard.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I researched it. It says in-flight deaths are rare. There is a medical emergency, one for every 604 flights, according to a study published in 2013. But medical emergencies on flights between 2008 and 2010, there was 10,000 of those. So that's probably like what you.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say one in what'd you say, 600 flights?
Yeah, and he's been.
I
on
wonder
3
how
of them.
many flights
on-
are a
yeah.
day though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's probably at
Yeah,
least.
that was the thing. We were watching A Perfect Storm, and I was like, we're still 2 hours away from landing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no.
On the flights between 2018 and 2010, or excuse me, 2008 and 2010, of the 10,000 patients, 0.3% passed or 30.
Wow.
So 30 people died in 2 years on these flights. So this happens on the regular.
Okay.
There's just dead bodies just piling up
Flying,
there.
flying all over the place.
Yeah. And you can't really toss them because they might land on a car or something.
Yeah. Strap a parachute down.
Oh, man, you just throw a tag on them, put them in the baggage like
yeah,
everybody
no
else
baggage.
does.
if it's over the ocean,
Sir, I'm going
it's
to need
fine.
you to check that.
Toodles. Oh, well, that's how you can save gas money too. Less weight in there. Oh my God! Could
Feed
you
the
ride?
dogs
I could-
underneath.
I don't know. Like-
Could you ride with it next to you?
I don't think I could. They better be giving me bar service.
Yeah, I remember getting free flights for a while.
Oh my!
Oh, I
gosh.
better be registered at 0.31
Speaking of which,
2 days in a row.
we've got one more story, and we're well ahead of schedule. So, I'm going to kind of divert a little bit, but we've heard all this news in the here recently about airplanes in general. Lots of crashes.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
All over
Like
the place. Yeah,
shit's just
it's
happening all of a
crazy.
sudden randomly,
Yeah.
right? Or maybe just the media's.
the media
promoting
is just showing it.
I don't know. I mean, people.
This shit happens all the time.
Really? Because I want to talk specifically about the flight in Canada where the plane landed and got flipped upside down.
Right, yeah.
Upside down, and they offered the passengers $30,000 apiece for having
Yep.
landed upside down,
Yep, I seen that.
which
I'll
means.
land upside down for that.
Well, I feel like that's pretty cheap.
Would you? Would you land upside down for 30 grand?
Shit, I'd land upside down for $1,000
You're
if I
fine.
didn't get hurt.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm
You
not.
just-
I'm just saying.
You
like,
just have a little bit of a head rush for a dozen eggs
Dozen eggs right
so funny you say that. One of the stories I passed
and a
on.
jar of mayonnaise.
There are grocery stores now that are selling Lucy's.
Oh, are
like
you
back in the
serious?
day, you could go into a store. You weren't supposed to be able to, but like in inner cities and things, you could buy like a loose cigarette. It's called a Lucy.
Yeah.
You just buy one cigarette. They're selling eggs that way now, where you can go in and
Oh,
buy
wow.
3 eggs for like $2.99.
Well, I
Holy
mean,
cow.
I always wondered what they do with like the dozen eggs where there's a couple broken or
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
out of it. Like, do you get a discount if you buy the
No, you
10
put that
eggs instead
back.
of 12?
You put it back.
Oh,
and
you
it'll
put
just-
it back, but what does the store do with them?
Takes it to the back, rearranges it. Fills it back up with the good ways.
But at some point, you're still having a shortage.
I would love to know how grocery stores get around shit like that.
Right.
Like I've been told, like if they get meat, like ground hamburger that hasn't sold in a while, they'll pull it out and put a layer of fresh meat on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's what I've heard.
I've seen little clearance stickers to where like it's like, oh well, you need to use this today or tomorrow.
Or you're gonna get mud butt
Right.
But
for a week. All right. Are we ready for our last story
what
this
we got?
week? All right. This one comes to us from the state of Georgia. This is an interesting story to me. I feel bad for people in this whole situation, but here's the story. Christina Murray, she's from the state of Georgia. She became pregnant after IVF treatment at the Coastal Fertility Clinic in May of 2023. Now, IVF is a procedure during which a woman's eggs are fertilized by a man's sperm in a laboratory before the embryos are implanted into a woman's uterus.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It became clear for Miss Murray that the embryo that she had been carrying once she gave birth in December of 2023 had belonged to another couple after Miss Murray, a white lady, gave birth to a baby who was black. And she had chose the sperm of a white person as well.
Okay.
Now, this is so wild to me. She never posted photos of the child online or allowed her friends and family to see the baby. She eventually purchased an at-home DNA kit, and the test results she received in January of 2024 confirmed they were not biologically related.
Holy cow.
Why would she even do it at home? You'd just go there directly and be like,
Well, I think she was fearful that she had given birth to a baby that maybe they had fertilized her with the wrong sperm.
right.
And so she did the test. I don't know. But she informed the clinic about the mix-up the following month, and the clinic alerted the biological parents, who sued for custody when the baby was 3 months old.
That's what I was going to say. I wonder if that was her holdup on it.
Right.
Now, despite the error, Miss Murray wanted to keep the child. She voluntarily gave up custody after being told by her legal team that she stood no chance of winning in family court.
Really?
Yes, the baby now lives with the biological parents in another state under another name.
So did she?
So what happened to her baby then? Or what?
Or she wasn't impregnated with that one then?
Right, but who was?
Miss Murray said in a released statement from her lawyer, she says, to carry a baby, fall in love with him, deliver him, and build the uniquely special bond between a mother and a baby, they have all been taken away. I'll never fully recover from this.
No, how could you?
The complaint says to this day, Miss Murray does not know whether the clinic, Coastal Fertility Specialist, mistakenly transferred her embryo to a different couple.
Oh, no.
Or what might have happened to it afterwards. Can you imagine that there is a child of yours? It is her egg, regardless of the sperm.
Right.
It is her egg.
Right.
That this is the oopsie I was talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know how this happened. Apparently, it happens more than you would think.
Really?
Yeah, I looked it up. Apparently, this isn't unique to this situation.
Well, I mean, just in this town alone, we know of somebody that there was a fertility.
Well, that was different, though, right? That was a
where-
guy that was just pumping out his own seed.
Right.
Was it? Oh,
You
But
never
he
heard that?
wasn't.
Yeah.
But he wasn't notifying the couples that he was using his own sperm instead of the husband's sperm. Oh, wow! And so now, like, it's somebody that went to high school with me, and like, she has what is it like 21 or more
I've seen stories.
siblings and such. It's a huge thing.
Oh, I've
It was
seen
just over in Indy.
Yeah, this is it here. It's on the screen. I've seen situations on this where it's people in the same community and they start falling in love with each other as adults and they don't know
don't
that
realize.
they're brothers and sisters.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
Could you? You're like,
That'd be crazy as shit.
it's like Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt.
I'm your sister. I'm your sister. Anyway, continuing on. The complaint says I mentioned that in a statement to CBS News, the fertility clinic acknowledged the mistake and apologized for the distress.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, they acknowledged it? Like it was already acknowledged.
Apparently,
okay?
you didn't hear the part about they also apologized.
Oh,
My bad.
My bad.
My
Oopsie.
bad.
Too bad, so
At
sad.
Domino's, they give you an emergency pizza.
Right, you get
what do
free
you get at a
pizza.
fertility clinic if they put the wrong baby in you?
My bad.
Oh, my God.
now my perineum's a wreck for the rest of my life, and I don't have a child.
It says there have been several lawsuits in recent years brought against U.S. fertility clinics over IVF mix-ups.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's the wild part to me is like this is arguably the most important thing that could happen to someone in their life.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you can't just put a random $1 million in somebody's wrong account. And the whole, my
My
bad.
bad.
Oh, they can. They did.
My apologies.
They took money from one of the boys.
Did they really?
Yeah, he has one of the kids has their own account, and somehow they switched numbers around and took like a $550 payment out of one of them. And
Really?
It went into the negative.
Yeah. Was he
And
upset?
that's my job is that I would file
We
the
found
fraud
it.
part.
Yeah. Did you tell him, hey, at least it's your baby?
Yeah.
Think about that is just wild.
You can
to
get
me.
that back.
Yeah.
Josh Hunter asked, "Do they make a Hallmark card for that?"
I'm sorry, messed up your
Thanks for
baby.
being a segregate.
Sorry, you got to start over.
Oh my gosh, that whole thing is.
I hope
just
you
wild.
find your
Because no,
father.
seriously, now what is she going to do? Because she's probably going to be a little leery about doing in vitro
If
again.
she has any more eggs.
If she gets enough money, she can pay somebody to carry the baby.
Yeah, a little surrogate.
Yeah, I'm assume. I don't
I'm sure
know.
she'll be getting
I don't
some
know.
money.
She's probably going to be a little nervous about doing anything at this
Yeah.
point. So
Yeah, that's the old guy from Big Daddy. What's his plan? Don't die.
You got a 5-year plan.
We got a 5-year plan. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up this week. We didn't have a whole lot. I was a little disappointed. America's been doing better.
What?
Yeah, like
this week.
Yeah, like I didn't read one story about anybody getting beat up with a dildo. We didn't have anything like that.
I mean,
Florida, I don't think I had a single story from Florida.
No, not this
What?
week. What's
No.
going on down there?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
They're
People,
saving
rebuilding.
It up. They're saving up.
probably. Who knows? All right. Well, I thank you all who tuned in tonight. We greatly appreciate the support. Also, if you're watching this live, you can also listen to audio versions of us on iTunes and Spotify, and also on Buzzsprout. And if you're watching live, we appreciate great deal to Andy Floyd,
Thank you.
Josh Ponder, Amanda Wise, and many, many more that commented tonight. It does make it more interesting for us, so we greatly
Oh,
appreciate
yeah. We
that.
love
Yes.
seeing your comments.
Also, coming up next Wednesday, we will be back at After Two Beers Trivia at the Elks here in Richmond.
Yep.
And we'll continue that through the end of March, I believe. And then I think our next live event at the VFW here locally
March
is
22nd,
March
I believe.
22nd.
I think
yeah.
so.
You can check us out for that. Again, if you like the show, we'd love for your support. Feel free to go to patreon.com/after2beers. You can throw us a tip there. And again, we'd appreciate it. But honestly,
if you don't like the show, give us a little bit of feedback.
yeah, throw $1 on there and tell us why you sucked.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, honestly, the biggest thing that you can do for us, and it's not Patreon,
Nope.
is if you like the show or if you find it interesting, just share it.
Like
Just
and share.
send it to your friends, send it to your coworkers or family, or just say, hey, this is if you get bored and you want to kill 45 minutes at work one day. These guys get drunk and talk about stupid shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's like a boss, but he can't get you in trouble. That's kind of what I do. I think aside from that, we probably ought to just wrap it up
All
I
right.
like it.
What's the most important thing you say at the end of the show?
after every show. Simply this, you know what? The world is hard. We all go through our moments in life. And if you feel like there's someone in your life right now that is struggling, maybe they just don't seem like themselves or they seem a little off, do me a favor. Just reach out to them. Just send them a message, drop them a text, swing by the house, whatever it is. Just let them know you care about them. Let them know you appreciate them. And you'd be surprised how something so small might mean the absolute world to them. And also, I as a guy that fights anxiety on the regular, Mental health is a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm sure that everyone that's on this show has battled mental health from one time or another. And I don't think you ever really fully get cured from something like that. I think it's something that you just learn to tolerate a little better and kind of
Cover up with humor.
Yeah, you try. There's a lot of truth to that.
There is. Yes.
There is a lot of truth to that. And don't be afraid to reach out to your friends, your family, or anyone and just say, hey, man, I'm struggling today. I need your help. And you know what? I don't think anyone's going to look poorly on you anymore.
No, there is absolutely no weakness. There's more strength in that than anything.
All right. Well, after that, and after talking about all the other crazy shit, I think Gibbler, Puddin', we will talk to them all next time.
After 2 beers.